Welcome to a time unlike any other, where reality feels like a blend of The Twilight Zone, Star Trek, and Orwell's 1984. The world is shifting, and the pace of change is faster than ever. It's easy to feel the imbalance, the uncertainty, and the weight of it all. But here's the truth. Your focus determines your path. Now, more than ever, it's essential to center your energy on what will improve you and those around you. The Creator will handle the greater balance. Our role is to adapt, learn, and grow. One of the most powerful tools available to you today is artificial intelligence. If you're learning English, AI can be your guide, helping you refine your skills and build confidence. If you're shaping your career, AI can help you work smarter, access new opportunities, and develop the expertise that will set you apart. This podcast is here to show you how AI, ESL, and career growth intersect, how they empower you to navigate this ever-changing world with clarity and purpose. At the end of the day, there's little more to say than this. Do your part. Share knowledge. Pass forward those sweet, beautiful vibes that are so needed today. Let's build a future where we uplift each other, embrace new possibilities, and use AI as a force for learning, progress, and human
ready to
connection.
jump into something that could totally change how you learn English. We're talking AI.
Yeah, AI.
Imagine a tool that helps you find the perfect articles to read, based on what you're into.
And
it also explains all the tough vocabulary.
right when you need it.
It's like, whoa.
It's like having your own personal English tutor 24/7 right there in your pocket.
Yeah.
And we've got some really cool sources to dig into this with you today.
Right.
One's all about how AI can boost your reading and writing, and the other one dives specifically into vocabulary.
Nice.
You know how to learn new words better.
I love that.
Yeah.
So we know you guys listening are all about learning new things fast and efficiently. So let's break down how AI can create a super personalized English journey for you.
Yeah.
One of the things that really jumped out at me was this whole idea of AI helping you find the right reading material in the first place.
Right. Because that's always the hardest part.
I know.
Right? Where do I even start?
Yeah.
What am I even looking for?
Yeah, exactly.
So imagine this. You tell the AI, okay, I'm really into marine biology, and I've got this job interview coming up in that field.
Okay.
And it actually finds articles about, the newest discoveries written at your level of English.
Wow.
Pretty amazing.
That's so much better than just Googling marine biology articles.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
It's all about finding stuff that's both interesting and relevant to your goals.
I love that.
The AI-powered vocabulary support for ESL students, Source, really emphasizes this personalized approach.
Okay.
It's making sure that the content is useful for you.
Useful for you, yeah. And would reading about something that you're actually passionate about make learning English feel less like a chore?
Totally.
When I'm hooked on a topic, I can fly through articles.
Oh, yeah.
Even if they're challenging.
It's so true.
Right.
You've hit on something really important there. Motivation is huge when it comes to language learning. If you're really interested in what you're reading, you're way more likely to stick with it and actually learn something.
For sure. For sure. Okay, so we've talked about finding the right stuff to read.
Right.
But what about actually understanding all those tricky words? English can be a real jungle sometimes.
Oh, tell me about it.
Right.
That's where AI comes in big time.
Okay.
So picture this. You're reading an article about climate change, and you come across the term carbon sequestration.
Oh, yeah.
Now, instead of stopping everything to grab a dictionary,
right,
you can just ask the AI for a definition, right there on the spot.
So it's like having an instant vocabulary guide.
Yeah, exactly. Built right in.
Built in. I love it.
And not only does it save you time, it helps you understand the word in context.
Oh.
Which means you're way more likely to remember it.
Cool.
Yeah, the AI-powered vocabulary support for ESL students, Source actually pointed out that contextual learning is way more effective than just memorizing definitions.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, so this is starting to sound pretty amazing.
Right.
But does AI just spoon feed you the answers?
Okay, good question.
Or does it actually push you to think critically about what you're reading?
It can actually do both.
Okay.
It can help you with the basics, but also challenge you to go deeper.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. The AI for ESL, Reading and Writing Skills Source, has some really cool examples of this.
Okay, I'm ready. Give me one.
All right. So let's say you're a nursing student and you're reading an article about patient care.
Okay.
The AI could then ask you a question like, based on what you read, what are some ways nurses can better communicate with patients?
Oh, that's good.
Right.
Yeah, that makes you think.
Yeah, it's a practical question.
It's not just about understanding the words. It's about using them to solve problems.
Exactly. And they had examples for other fields too, like a law student might be asked about like the ethical dilemmas that lawyers face.
Oh, yes.
Or someone studying social work could be asked to analyze the impact of social workers in their community.
Oh, wow. So it's like tailoring the critical thinking questions to your field. That's awesome.
It's really cool, right? Imagine reading an article about your job and then having the AI push you to really think about the issues.
That's next level learning for sure.
Right. It takes you from like passive reading to active engagement.
Love it.
And that's where the real learning happens. And it's not just about reading either. AI can help you become a much better writer.
Now you're speaking my language because like writing clearly and correctly is so important.
Yeah.
Especially when you're learning a new language. So tell me more about that.
Okay, so let's go back to that nursing student for a second.
Okay.
Imagine they've written an answer to that question about patient communication, but their answer has a few grammatical errors.
Okay.
Something like, nurses should be patients with patients because they feel sick and they need care. If a nurse talked too fast, the patient might no understand instructions.
Yeah, I can see how that could happen, when you're trying to get your ideas out.
Totally. And that's where AI comes in. It acts like this super-powered grammar checker, not only spotting those mistakes, but explaining why they're wrong.
Oh, nice.
And suggesting ways to fix them.
So it's not just saying, hey, you made a mistake. It's saying, here's how to make it better.
Exactly. It's more like a teacher.
Yeah.
Right. Giving you feedback.
Yeah, like a writing coach.
Yeah, exactly. So the AI might suggest something like this. There are a few grammar mistakes. Here's a corrected version. Nurses should be patient with their patients because they are sick and need care. If a nurse talks too fast, the patient might not understand the instructions.
Okay, that makes sense. So the student just accepts those corrections and moves on.
Well, not quite. The real learning happens when the student uses that feedback to rewrite their answer.
Okay.
They might revise it to say something like, nurses should be patient with their patients because they are sick and need care. If a nurse speaks too fast, the patient might not understand important medical instructions, which can affect their recovery.
Oh, wow. That is like so much better.
Right.
The grammar's better, the sentences are clearer, and they've added more details to their point.
Exactly. And this back and forth of getting feedback and rewriting is super valuable.
Yeah.
It helps you identify and fix your own mistakes, and that's how you improve your writing.
Yeah.
The AI for ESL source even compared it to like crafting a sculpture or baking a cake.
Okay.
Each revision gets you closer to perfection.
Oh, I love that analogy.
Right.
Yes.
It shows that every step matters.
We've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, we have, and there's still so much more to explore.
You know what that means?
It's time for a deep dive.
We were just talking about how AI can help you, like, find awesome content and then really get into it, understanding new vocab, thinking critically, even like improving your writing.
Right. It's like having a superpowered study buddy.
I know, right? But can it really go beyond that? Like personalize your learning in a way that's actually meaningful?
Oh, absolutely. One of the things I'm most excited about with AI in education is its ability to adapt to your individual needs and goals,
Okay, I'm all about efficiency, so give me an example.
Like how this personalization actually works. Yeah.
Okay, let's say you're someone who learns best by doing right. Someone who wants to use their knowledge in real-world situations. AI can totally support that kind of active learning.
Okay.
So imagine you're learning English to work in a hotel.
Okay.
You could use AI tools to simulate conversations with guests.
Like role playing.
Exactly, like you're checking someone in.
Oh, cool.
Or giving directions. The AI could be the guest.
Okay.
And you could practice using common phrases, handling requests, and even responding to like unexpected situations.
Oh, that would be so helpful for building confidence.
Right.
Like being able to practice those real life interactions before you're actually in front of a real guest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And here's the best part. The AI can even give you feedback on your pronunciation.
Oh, wow.
Your grammar.
Yeah.
Even your tone of voice.
So it's like having a personal language coach.
Yeah. Available 24/7.
I love it. This makes me think about how traditional ESL classes often involve a lot of like rote memorization and drills.
Yeah, that's true. And while those can be helpful, sometimes they're not always the most engaging way to learn.
No, definitely not. AI offers a way to break free from that and make language learning way more dynamic and interactive.
Yeah, it's like AI is turning language learning into a game.
Right.
You're challenged, you get an instant feedback, and you can see yourself improving.
Exactly. And speaking of progress, another key element of personalized learning is being able to track how you're doing.
Okay.
And AI takes that to a whole new level.
Oh,
It's not just about checking off boxes in a workbook, it's about understanding your strengths and weaknesses.
so instead of just going through the motions, you can actually see where you excel and where you need to focus.
Exactly. AI can analyze your performance over time, identify patterns in your learning, and even recommend personalized learning paths based on your unique needs and goals.
That's incredible. It's like having a custom-made roadmap for your English journey.
Right. Pretty cool.
But with all this amazing stuff AI can do, are there any downsides? Anything we should be cautious about?
That's a really important question. As with any new technology, it's important to approach AI with a balanced perspective.
Okay.
It's not a magic wand that will make you fluent overnight.
Right.
It's a powerful tool
Yeah.
that can help you learn more effectively, but it still takes effort and dedication from you.
So it's not about replacing teachers or tutors.
Yeah, not at all.
It's more about giving them new tools to enhance their teaching.
Exactly, and to create more personalized experiences for their students.
This has been so eye-opening. We've talked about finding the right content, practicing real-life conversations, getting personalized feedback, creating custom learning paths. It seems like AI could completely change the way people learn English.
I agree, and what's exciting is that we're just at the beginning. As AI keeps evolving, we can expect even more innovative and effective tools to come out.
So for our listeners, what's the main takeaway here? What should they be thinking about as they consider using AI for their own English learning?
I think the most important thing is to be open to exploring the possibilities. There are so many cool AI-powered tools out there. It's all about finding the ones that work for you and fit your learning style.
That's great advice. But before we send our listeners off to explore this whole new world of AI-powered learning, I think it's worth reflecting on what we've learned today and how we might apply it to our own lives.
Definitely. What are some of the key takeaways that stand out to you?
Yeah, for me, it's definitely the personalization thing. Like that just blows my mind. The idea that AI can help you find the perfect content, and then tailor the whole learning experience to you and even like give you feedback that's just for you. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's like moving away from that old school one size fits all approach and actually giving people the power to take charge of their own learning.
Yeah, and speaking of individual learning journeys,
Hmm.
we've talked about how AI can support you at every step, from finding the right stuff to practice to tracking your progress. But are there any things we should watch out for, with all these amazing possibilities?
Well, it's always good to remember that technology has its limits. Even something as cool as AI.
Right,
It's not going to magically make you fluent overnight.
right.
It's a tool that can help you work smarter and make learning more fun and effective, but you still got to put in the effort.
So it's not about replacing learning. It's about like supercharging it, right?
Exactly. Think of AI as a powerful addition to the ways you're already learning. And of course, there's always the human element. A good teacher or tutor can give you that guidance and support that AI just can't quite do yet.
That makes sense. It's all about finding that balance,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Using AI for its strengths, but also recognizing the value of human connection and, putting in the work yourself.
Absolutely. And I think that's a great takeaway for our listeners. As you explore all these AI tools, remember it's a journey, not a destination. Experiment, find what works for you, and don't be afraid to ask questions and get help along the way.
This has been such a cool deep dive into the world of AI for English learners. I mean, we've covered so much from personalized content and vocab help to critical thinking and writing feedback. But like you said, we're really just scratching the surface here.
Yeah, it's true. This is just the beginning of a really exciting time for language learning.
And with that in mind, I think it's time to leave our listeners with one final question, something to really think about.
Okay, I like it.
With all these incredible AI tools out there, what area of English learning would you focus on first? Would you jump into those personalized content recommendations? Would you practice your pronunciation with a virtual coach? Would you try out some of those simulated conversations? I mean, the possibilities are endless. It's up to you.
That's a great question to ponder.
It is. And remember, this deep dive was just a taste. There's a whole world of AI-powered learning out there waiting for you. So stay curious, keep learning, and most importantly, have fun with it.